Here we are, guys, in part 1 of this story. What if Naruto was being trained by Madara and Hashirama? Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, let's begin. Inside a dark cave with rocks that covered the entrance. Spare cloaks and gunbai cover the wall. Stalactites and stalagmites dot the cave, and a gigantic statue stands out in the center of the room as it sits on a giant flower. An old man with white hair and the glowing red eyes of the Sharingan, attached to a statue by black rods. And a second man with a mask covering his face as a single Sharingan glows in the darkness of the mask. I will watch your actions carefully though Zetsu, Obito. From this day forth you shall take my name and finish Project Tsuki no Mi. The white-haired man says, and then a black rod reaches out and stabs one white-skinned plant man. Then a darkness seeps over the man, creating a second face. Yes, Madara-sama. Obito says. What's going on with me? I feel as if a great evil has been lifted from my heart. Madara thinks to himself. Just then a man appears wearing a white robe and a dark red and blue mask with a scythe made from a human skull and a dark black material for the staff on his back. Your time has come, Madara Uchiha. A dark voice roars in Madara's head, and his head alone. The figure lifts the scythe from his back and brings it crashing down upon Madara, and a black chain emerges from Madara's chest. Then it divides in half, and the soul of Madara Uchiha is gathered, and then the man disappears. Obito looks at Madara's body confused, not having seen the cloaked figure, but he still recognizes the signs of death. So the great Madara has fallen, and in his place I rise and carry on his work. Obito says, then he walks away. Limbo. Madara raised his eyebrows as he began to look around. Where did you take me, Shinigami-sama? Limbo. A dark voice responds, sounding right behind him. Madara spins around to see a man he had fought long ago. Where's Shinigami-sama? Madara asks at the face of the only man other than Hashirama to beat him, CJ Zaraki Kenpachi. I am no longer the same mortal you knew. I have now been given one of the highest honors by Kami herself. Madara's eyes narrowed at this. And what did you do to gain this rank? Watch your tongue, mortal. If I so desired, I could throw you into the darkest pits of hell and play sunshine lollipops for the rest of eternity. CJ threatens, and Madara's eyes shrink in fear. I'll be good. Madara says quickly. Good little whipped Uchiha. However, that isn't important. What matters now is the fact that you are going to be punished for your crimes. The Shinigami smiles evilly. I think I have the perfect punishment in mind. Then the Shinigami reaches for his scythe and slashes a portal open in the darkness. A bright light fills the room, and then the silhouette of a body fills the center of the light. The Shinigami grabs the chain on Madara's chest and the chain on the other figure's chest, and brings them closer together, and when the ends touch they snap together and bind themselves together. Bound for eternity to the one you hate the most. Then the light dims and Madara sees Hashirama Senju. Who said I hated him the most? Madara asked. Don't you? Asked the Shinigami. No, I hate his brother the most. Hashirama offered me the Hokage's position, and for that he is not on the bottom of my shit list. So you do like me, Madara-kun? Hashirama said gleefully. I never said I liked you, Harashimabaka. Madara glares at him. This is only a temporary fix, but no, I know you can't run away. The Shinigami smiles again. Come both of you, Kami, Yami and I have work to do, and you're both a part of our grand plan. Then the Shinigami grabs the chain, then opens another portal, and dragging Madara and Hashirama with him walks towards it. As they get closer to the portal, the light becomes too blinding, so in an effort to save their eyesight, Hashirama and Madara shield their eyes. When they open them again, Madara is bound to a chair by chains and Hashirama is standing next to him. Both of them look around and see Kami, Yami, and the Shinigami sitting in 3 separate chairs forming a triangle around them. Madara Uchiha, you are charged with ruining all the work my brothers and I have worked for ever since the Sage of the 6 Paths died, said the woman with white flowing robes and the symbol for God, surrounded by trees and animals. For your crimes we have decided that you will spend the rest of eternity bound to Hashirama and you will become Amaterasu's new play toy, as he needs one desperately. This time it is the man with black robes with a third eye protruding from his forehead who spoke. Good one Yamini. The Shinigami says laughing and then pulls out a dog whistle, and then he blows into it. Amaterasu here boy. Just then a wolf with a sun disk on its back comes running into the room. Amaterasu meet your new chew toy, it's the one with the long black spiky hair. Amaterasu wags his tail happily then pounces on Madara. Do try to run from him Madara, Amaterasu loves a good chase. Yami says laughing as Madara hightails it out of there running from the big wolf. Honestly you two are such immature idiots. Kami groans at her brothers. But we're your immature idiots. Yami and Shinigami say simultaneously. Kami-sama, Yami-sama, and Shinigami-sama I don't mean to be rude but why am I here? Hashirama asks. Because, Madara is now bound to you, but don't worry, Amaterasu knows who is his new toy and who is innocent. Shinigami responds. Okay then thank you for setting Madara straight. Hashirama bows then runs after Madara and Amaterasu. Was it me or did Madara's soul not contain nearly as much evil as we thought it did? Kami asks Shinigami. His soul did seem to not have as much evil in it when I went to claim it. Weird. Yami responds. Then Kami gets out of her seat and turns to her brothers. Well if you excuse me I have some personal errands to attend to. Kami says with a small blush on her face, and then she disappears in a flash of color. Want to go spy on Kami? Yami asks his brother, fuck yeah. Yami fades into the shadows while Shinigami just vanishes in a high display of speed. Elemental Nations. Kami was walking along the streets of Konoha hands in her pockets humming a happy tune. She was looking for a certain writer of a series she was very interested in. After about 5 minutes of walking she found her target, a man with waist length, spiky white hair tied back into a ponytail, with 2 shoulder-length bangs that framed both sides of his face. He also had red lines that ran down from his eyes and wore a horned forehead protector with the kanji for oil on it. He was peeping at a hot spring with a notepad and pencil in his hands. Jiraiya-san. Kami says in a normal voice and taps him lightly on the shoulder. Jiraiya turns around with an angry look on his face. He was about to yell at the person when he saw who it was. Kami-sama. Jiraiya says bowing. How may I help you today? I was wondering if you have the latest issue of Ica Paradise on you. You're in luck Kami-sama, the latest issue isn't supposed to come out until next week but I have your pre-ordered version right here. Jiraiya reaches into his ninja pouch and pulls out the latest copy and gives it to her. Thank you Jiraiya-san. Kami lets out a small giggle and pockets the book. You know something Kami-sama, when you first appeared before me and asked for the first 50 books in the series I never thought that you would be such a devoted reader of my work. Well you know what they say about the unexpected. Kami giggles a bit more. Anyway Kami-sama I am off to visit Minato and Kushina. Kami's face flushed a deep crimson. Is Kyubi-kun with them? Well seeing as Kushina is his Jinchuriki I'd say that's a safe bet. Kami instantly disappears in a flash of color, with Jiraiya holding on. Just then Yami and Shinigami walk out from behind one of the trees nearby. Well what do you know? Yami says, Kami's a closet pervert. She also seems to have a thing for Kurama. Shinigami replies. This ought to be good. Yami laughs. You said it. Then Shinigami and Yami vanish. 10 years passed since Madara's death, and being Amaterasu's chew toy was starting to wear on him. The Shinigami had set it up so that if Amaterasu went too far, Madara would die but then be reborn at dawn. This is getting old. 10 years of this crap, but it feels longer. Kami, Yami and Shinigami weren't kidding when they said I would suffer. Madara thinks to himself. Well, Madara, learned your lesson? Hashirama asks in a sing-song sort of way. Hashirama. Madara spits, shut up. Why do you have to be so mean, Madara-kun? Hashirama says while sulking in the corner. Glad to see you're up, Madara, said CJ as he exited his vortex. Go to hell. Madara groans. And now I'm back, he countered humorously. Do you want a different punishment, maybe something worse, cause you seem to be getting kinda bored? How could my punishment be worse? Madara asks. I could pull a leaf out of Zeus' book and have you chained to a rock and have your organs eaten out of you by a gigantic eagle, then have you healed at night only to repeat the process the next day. Madara's eyes shrink in fear. Never mind. He says hastily, that's what I thought. Why are you here, Shinigami-sama? Hashirama asks. Well, Kami and Yami told me to get the two of you as something has come up that you're both needed for. Then the Shinigami grabs Madara and Hashirama by the armor and drags them off. Once again Madara and Hashirama find themselves in the court of the gods. Madara Uchiha. Kami starts off. Your actions have set off a chain of events that can't be stopped. Looks like my project Tsuki no Mi is going just as planned. Madara smiles. Enough. Shinigami roars. While your soul is not covered in evil, your punishment stands. Yami says. A few minutes ago the Kyubi Jinchuriki, Kushina Uzumaki, gave birth to her son. This weakened her seal. Your old friend, Obito Uchiha, intervened during the birth and ripped the Kyubi from its seal. Minato is about to use the Shiki Fujin Jutsu to stop it. The moment this jutsu is completed, you both will be sealed into the young boy as well. As the Lord of Death and Souls, my command is as follows: you will train the boy in everything you know. Failure to do so will result in you chained to a rock and have your organs eaten out of you by a gigantic eagle. Then have you healed at night only to repeat the process the next day for the rest of eternity. Not even your Susanoo would protect you. Hashirama, you're under the same order, but you have one more order. Keep an eye on Madara and ensure that his influence doesn't spread to Naruto's heart. Failure to do so will result in an eternity in hell. The Shinigami says. Am I understood? Yes, Shinigami-sama. Hashirama and Madara say, bowing. Just then Kami walks over to Madara and looks at the two. This should make things easier for you. Harashima, she waves two fingers across Madara's face and says, you will return to your 12-year-old mindset while keeping your skills. You will never be evil again. Madara's eyes glaze over and then he looks at Hashirama and smiles. We have time before I am summoned. Do you have any questions? Yeah, why did you choose us? Madara asks. Naruto is the child of prophecy. He requires your power as we awaken his Rinnegan and walk him towards his destiny to kill Obito Uchiha and save this world from destruction. Now I have one. Hashirama says. What happens after we have trained the boy? You will remain his spiritual guides until he exits the academy. When he is done, you will return here. If I am satisfied with the work you have done, your punishment will be revoked and you will just be sent to heaven. Madara. Hashirama, you will return, also return heaven. Any more questions? Yes. Madara says. When do we start training him? That is entirely up to you, but the latest to start is 8 years old. Then the Shinigami's head jerks back. I have been summoned. The last hand sign is complete, let's go. The Shinigami grabs the combined spirit chain and vanishes. Then he reappears behind Minato, and Minato's soul binds to the front of the Shinigami's chest. Minato turns around to see a familiar face. CJ, why are you here? I thought this jutsu summoned the Shinigami. I am the Shinigami now, Minato. Now you wanted a seal, you've got one. I am only sealing the Yin chakra inside myself, the Yang. I will use the 8 tetragram seal to lock it away in Naruto, so could you give me enough time to do that? Yeah, I will also give time for a last goodbye. Alright. Minato punches his fist into his hand. Seal. Then the Shinigami places his hand inside of Minato's soul and shoots it at the fox. Damn it, now this is bad. If that hand connects, I am as good as sealed. Kurama thinks in desperation, but as he finishes this thought, the hand connects and rips away the Yin chakra and pulls it away toward Minato. The seal is set. Minato says. When the chakra enters Minato. Damn, the chakra is so heavy. When the chakra is ripped from the Kyuubi, it shrinks in size. The 9 tails shrunk. An Umbu notes with Sarutobi and a few others. No shit, I shrunk, I just lost my Yin chakra. Kurama thinks. But what does the 4th Hokage intend to do with my Yang? Just then Naruto starts crying. Did I wake you, little one? Kushina asks to Naruto quietly. I won't be sealed. Kurama roars, launching his claw towards the small baby. Naruto. Kushina and Minato yell and jump in front of Kurama's claw, stop short of Naruto. Blood drips onto Naruto's stomach. You fool, Kushina, I am dead anyway, you're supposed to stay alive and raise him. None of this would have happened if you had let me take the 9 tails with me to death. This is no time to argue. CJ roars. Sorry, CJ. Kushina and Minato say your goodbyes, my old friends. Naruto, as your father I have to say only this, become strong, make lots of friends, and finally always believe in yourself. Minato starts crying, I am so sorry, I can't be here for you. Naruto, as your mother I want you to eat right, lots of vegetables, make lots of friends, and find someone who will love you for you. Watch out for the 3 shinobi taboos: money, women, and alcohol. Why does this child have to lose his parents? I will love him the same way I loved Azuna. He deserves that and nothing less because of what happened to him. Madara thinks to himself, witnessing the event. Why does Naruto need to lose both his parents in one night? Hashirama wonders to himself. If you see a man named Jiraiya, kick him in the balls for me because he spied on us during our honeymoon. Kushina adds. You know, if I had not heard that I would feel sorry, old Jiraiya. CJ adds. Naruto, be safe. Kushina adds. I conceal the last of our chakra with Naruto so we can see him as a grown-up man. Minato says. Okay, Minato. Kushina says, tears in her eyes. Hack Fuin. Then the Yang chakra of the Kyuubi is sealed into Naruto. Now for Madara and Hashirama. CJ thinks, dragging them and placing them into the seal. I wish you luck in your life, Naruto. Then he starts consuming Minato's souls as per the contract. Just then Kami and Yami appear next to CJ. Kushina, Uzumaki, your life was a pure one, as such it is with great joy that I open heaven's gates for you. Kami says. Then a set of pearly gates open up. Welcome, Kushina, to your paradise. Kushina looks sadly at Kami and Yami. Without Minato-kun, even heaven will be miserable. If you want, I can bring you with Minato into my belly so you can be together. CJ adds. That is if my Nachan will let me. The realm of the dead is your jurisdiction CJ Nisan. If you want you can only take the Een of Minato as payment and the Yang will accompany Kushina into heaven. Your contract will still be fulfilled and Kushina and Minato can live in heaven. I never thought of that. CJ, Kami, and Yami then turn to Minato. Minato Namikaze, your Een soul will be grabbed as payment for your contract. You Yang will accompany your wife to heaven's gate. Do you accept this condition? I do CJ-sama. Minato says. Then CJ grabs his scythe from his back and slashes Minato, separating the Een from Yang. Rest in peace Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki, my old friends. Then CJ takes Minato's Een chakra soul as payment. The Yang accompanies his wife to heaven. So our plan goes into effect. Yami says, looking at Naruto sadly. Yes, but at what cost? Kami asks. I would raise the boy myself, but I am unable as laws forbid gods from raising children without a direct relation to the child. CJ says, looking at his friend's child. Then the savior of this world is born. For the hardships this boy will suffer in life we should grant him a gift from each of us. Yami says, looking at his siblings. I agree. Kami walks forward and pulls out a suit of armor of red, black and a cloak of white. Imagine Madara's armor but the sage of the six paths. Cloak. From Kami you get the armor we gave the sage six paths long ago. The armor shrinks down to Naruto's size and binds to his skin. From Yami you get the power to manipulate, sense, and remove the darkness in someone's heart. Yami places his hand on Naruto's forehead and a dark chakra seeps into Naruto. Last but not least from Shinigami you get the power of. CJ trails off then starts rubbing his head. He turns to his siblings. What should I give him? You mean you didn't already decide? Yami yells at his brother. Shut up. CJ barks, then he snaps his fingers, a glow on his face. Oh, I know the power of shape-shifting. Shape-shifting not bad Nisan. Kami says, nodding in approval. Then here you go Naruto. CJ forms a hand seal and places his hand on Naruto's forehead and the kanji 4. Change appears there. Then the CJ places his into his pocket and takes a bandage and wraps it around Naruto's head. That should hide it from sight. Now we should leave, Naruto will have a tough life ahead of him. Kami turns to her brothers, they nod and disappear. Sarutobi walks over to Naruto with 2 Umbu and several villagers. Poor Naruto, to lose both your parents in one day and to become a Jinchuriki on the same day. Sarutobi looks down at Naruto then notices the armor and bandages. Sarutobi picks up Naruto in his arms and walks towards the council room. Madara, Hashirama and Kurama are sitting in a circle. So when do we start his training? Hashirama asks. I say we start when he's 5. Madara says, looking over at Kurama. What do you think Kyubi? 5 sounds good, give him an advantage when he starts the academy. That reminds me Kyubi, why are you taking such an interest in young Naruto's development? Hashirama asks. I am the Kyubi no Yoko, I will not have a weak host. Works for me. So 5 years old it is. Madara says. We should kill the demon, a man on the civilian council roars to mass approval. No, we should raise him as the perfect weapon. Danzo says. To do so would spit on the wishes of the 4th Hokage. Hayashi Hyuga stands up, Byakugan ablaze. Lord Hyuga is right, we can't spit on the wishes of the 4th. Tsum stands up, the Inazuka clan stands behind Naruto. The Hyuga stand behind Naruto. Hayashi looks over at Tsum. This is such a drag, but the Nara stand behind Naruto too. Shikaku stands up. The Yamanaka stand behind Naruto. Inoichi stands up. The Akimichi stand behind Naruto. Choza stands up. The Aburame stand behind Naruto. Shibi stands up. The Sarutobi stand behind Naruto. Sarutobi says. As does the Hokage. This is outrageous. Danzo roars at the clan heads. Call it what you want, Danzo, but Naruto is a hero and deserves to be treated as such. Danzo grumbles incoherently. Also, I am mentioning the Kyuubi sealed inside of Naruto, an S-rank secret telling the younger generation or anyone who doesn't already know will be executed. This meeting is adjourned. 5 years had passed from that fateful day, the day that the Nine Tails was sealed into Naruto. Currently Naruto is running as fast as his little legs can carry him to escape a mob of people trying to beat the crap out of him. Naruto runs, eventually hides in an alley not far from the Hokage's office. Why do they hurt me? Naruto asks himself. What did I ever do to deserve this? Found him. He is hiding in this alley, a voice yells and the mob charges into the alley with weapons and blunt objects. Now you pay for all those you killed. You crushed my husband. I'll kill you. Then the mob then charges and starts beating the crap out of Naruto. Naruto couldn't think because of the pain. Madara is pacing in circles, a scowl on his face. Of all the stupid. Madara growls. Asinine, shark-jumping bullshit. Madara, calm down. Hashirama yells. Calm down. Calm down. How can you defend these people's actions? I don't. Madara snaps his attention to Hashirama. These people are horrible, they reflect none of the will of fire I preached about. However, you know better than anyone that getting angry won't help. Good point. Just then Naruto's voice rings out, enough is enough. Naruto's chakra flares wildly, and his eyes snap open, revealing the Rinnegan. Naruto thrusts his arms out and everyone around him flies off as if hit with an invisible force. So Naruto awakened the Rinnegan. Madara says. Madara, what did you do? Hashirama asks. Me? Madara asks with a moi, surely you jest sort of tone. Hashirama, you wound me. Madara, what did you do? In all seriousness, I had nothing to do with it. Madara says. I think I can fill in the blanks. Kurama says, walking up from his nap. What happened, Kyuubi? Hashirama asks. When you witnessed those beatings upon Naruto, you both got so enraged that you were subconsciously releasing chakra. At first it wasn't much, but over time that chakra grew and grew. Forced to deal with this new strain of chakra, his body took that chakra and added it to his own supply. Over time Naruto's chakra enhanced the power of both of yours. Eventually that chakra became so potent that it overcame Naruto's, and so Naruto's chakra signature changed to a mixture of yours, twice as potent as before and 6 times his normal capacity. His chakra capacity is now somewhere between the Gobi and Rokubi's levels. His control has gone up exponentially, but it's still sub-genin. Normally Naruto couldn't even create one normal clone, now he can create 2. But the Rinnegan requires both Senju DNA and Uchiha DNA. Madara says. I was getting to that. Now that your chakra has passed through his system, it required your DNA to exercise the power properly. So that is when my chakra came into effect. As you both know, your powers can restrain and control my power, but in order to protect him I took a bit of your blood and added it to his, but again I underestimated the potency of your blood. His DNA itself was forced to alter in order to account for your DNA. As such, he now possesses the genes for Hashirama's wood style and the Sharingan, thus creating the Rinnegan. So how will appearance change? Hashirama asks. Naruto's hair will remain blonde but will grow to Madara's length by the time he is 12. When he is fully grown, he will be 6 feet tall. His physical prowess will be unrivaled. We start training him tomorrow, Madara says. Agreed, Hashirama says. I will bring him into our mind in the morning. Why do you do this to me? Naruto roars, his Rinnegan glowing in the dark of the night. You're a demon and deserve to be put down like one person says. So you compare me to a monster? Naruto's eyes narrow. You are truly morons. Almighty push. Naruto's arms extend and blast everyone away. Monster. Azura Path. Naruto's arm transforms into a cannon. Naruto points it at one person, then Naruto's arm charges up a laser blast. Then the laser fires, blasting apart the man he points at. Anyone else want to push your luck? Naruto glares, the rest run at him, weapons raised. Suddenly, Naruto is drawn into his own mindscape. What the where am I? Naruto, step forward, I am not going to hurt you. A voice calls from the end of the hallway Naruto is standing in. Naruto walks forward and at the end of stand 2 men in red armor like his own. Who are you? My name is Hashirama Senju. Hashirama says. My name is Madara Uchiha. Madara says. Hashirama-san, you look familiar. Naruto says. At this, Hashirama laughs loudly. I certainly hope so, after all my face hangs over this village. You're the first Hokage. Very good, Naruto-kun. Hashirama smiles. Mr. Madara, I don't recognize you, but you said your name was Uchiha, is that right? It is. Madara says. Who are you exactly? Madara glares at Naruto. I am the man who tamed the Kyuubi, the man first to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, the one who fought Hashirama here to the death at the Valley of the End, and the one who helped set up the Leaf Village. I am sorry, I haven't heard of you, Madara-san, but if you're strong enough to fight the first Hokage to the death, then you must be really strong. Naruto smiles. Madara smirks at that. But I would like to know why you're here, and more importantly, where are we? We are in your mind, dear Naruto. Hashirama says. We are here because we have been assigned to train you in everything we know by the powers above. Madara says. Your training starts tomorrow, so get plenty of rest, you will need it. Yes, Madara-sensei. Naruto nods. Before we can start your training, I want to teach you a clone jutsu that is a B-rank jutsu. What is? Naruto looks excited. The Shadow Clone Jutsu. Not more clones, I suck at clone jutsu. Naruto whines, there is a reason for that. Madara says. What is it, Madara-sensei? Your chakra capacity is so high, any jutsu below C rank is impossible for you to perform. So I can do the shadow clone. Naruto looks excited. Yep, here is the hand sign for it. Hashirama makes a cross seal. That's it? Naruto looks confused. Yep, now watch. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Then 5 clones appear next to Hashirama. Cool. Now it's your turn, Naruto. Alright. Naruto, make the cross seal. Shadow Clone Jutsu, a huge plume of smoke erupts around Naruto. Then when the smoke clears, Madara's and Hashirama's jaws drop. The room is filled with 2,000 Naruto clones in the room. Ah! Naruto starts freaking out. What's wrong? Madara asks. I can see myself. No, they're clones of you. Madara says. No, I mean I literally see myself, the real me, from 6 different angles. That's weird. Hashirama says, the shadow clone jutsu shouldn't do that. Madara looks over to the 6 clones closest to Naruto and his eyes widen. Hashirama, look, these 6 have the Rinnegan. Madara says. That's weird, the others don't. I can explain for that. Kurama says. Ah. Giant fox. Naruto starts backing away from the cage. Explain, Kyubi. Madara says. To ensure Naruto doesn't get a migraine, I made sure that no more than 6 clones get the Rinnegan. Good job, Fox. Hashirama says. Hold on. Naruto yells. Can someone please explain why I have a gigantic fox in my head? I was sealed inside you by the 4th Hokage on October 10th when I was enslaved by the cursed Sharingan. Kurama responds. You got something against my eyes? Madara asks. You think? Kurama asks sarcastically. Enough. Hashirama says. The point is that when a shadow clone dispels itself, it transfers all the knowledge that it acquired before it was dispelled. What do you mean? Naruto asks. It would be better if we showed him. Madara says. I get the feeling that he learns better trough a visual. Madara makes a cross seal. Shadow clone jutsu. A clone of Madara appears. Naruto, have one of your regular clones follow my clone. Then Madara's clone walks off and one Naruto's follows. After 10 minutes Naruto glares at Madara. Cheater. You cheated. Naruto huffs. Madara, what did you do? Hashirama asks. He and I played a game of rock paper scissors and he used his Sharingan to predict which one I was going to do. Naruto crosses his arms. Wait, how did I know that? It's just as Hashirama said, when a shadow clone dispels itself, the knowledge is transferred to you. Oh. Just then Madara notices that the angry mob of villagers is getting closer. For him to notices this even inside of Naruto's mindscape is of both annoyance and concern, but mostly annoyance. That's it, I'm taking over. Madara says. Naruto's eyes switch to the Sharingan fully evolved. Naruto starts weaving hand signs. Naruto's voice switches to Madara's fire style, fireball jutsu. Just then Naruto exhales a huge blast of fire that goes roaring towards the crowd, incinerating them. How is he using jutsu this advanced? One mob member asks, scared. It doesn't matter. Madara glares through Naruto's eyes. Don't bother, demon. Naruto's eyes switch to Madara's Mangekyo Sharingan. Amaterasu, black flames sprout from the man, burning him to a crisp in seconds. Just then the 3rd Hokage and Umbu appear. Sarutobi looks around at the dead civilians. Naruto, what is the meaning of this? Naruto's Sharingan fades, returning to the Rinnegan. Naruto, let me talk to old Sarutobi for you. Hashirama says to Naruto. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Saru? Sarutobi's eyes widen at the nickname. Naruto, how do you know that nickname? Saru, it's me, Hashirama. I am in Naruto's body along with Madara. How are you here? Shinigami-sama placed Madara and I here to train him and help him along his quest to save the world. Stop lying, one civilian says, who starts weaving hand signs. Water style, Typhoon Water Vortex Jutsu, a blast of water flies toward Naruto. Sarutobi's eyes widen in fear as the water shoots towards him. Naruto. Sarutobi says, scared for the boy. Naruto. Hashirama raises his hands and slams them together. Wood style, wood defense dome, a dome of dense wood surrounds Naruto as a defense. The 1st Hokage's wood style. One Umbu with a weasel thinks to himself, and then he looks at the person who Madara's Amaterasu had burned. The fires of the Mangekyo Sharingan, Amaterasu. Senju and Uchiha, could he possibly have unlocked that power? Then he looks at Naruto. Hashirama-sama, if you are the one in control of Naruto's body, could you show me Naruto's eyes? So polite, of course, Weasel. Hashirama lifts Naruto's head to show Naruto's eyes. As Naruto's eyes showing his Rinnegan. The Rinnegan, just as I expected. Itachi thinks the Umbu gasp at Naruto's eyes. Madara and I are inside Naruto's body and we are going to train him to master our powers, so you have anywhere we could train in private? Yes, training ground 44 should work. Ah, the Forest of Death, but in my time there was no inhabitant structure where Naruto could sleep and recuperate. We have a castle now where the second phase of the Chunin exams is held. Alright, Madara and I will train him there for the next 3 years. Alright, Hashirama-sensei, please keep Naruto safe. Madara and I have our future riding on him. If I don't train him I spend eternity in hell. Sarutobi nods his head, then Naruto walks away towards the forest. When Naruto arrives, Hashirama relinquishes control of Naruto's body when they are in the tower. Naruto blinks his eyes. Why am I so tired? Naruto asks. That's my bad, sorry Naruto. Hashirama says. Oh, okay Hashirama-sensei. 1 year later, on the morning of December 27th, Naruto wakes up. Madara-sensei, Hashirama-sensei, I am up, let's get started. Naruto thinks excitedly. Why do you wake up in these ungodly hours in the morning? Madara asks. Oh come on Madara, don't be a spoil sport. Hashirama says. Fuck off Hashirama. Training time, training time, training time, I am gonna become so strong. Naruto hums to himself. After breakfast Naruto walks into the forest. Alright Naruto, then make 2 soulless shadow clones just like we taught you. Right, soulless shadow clone jutsu. The 2 clones appear. When they open their eyes, one has the Sharingan, the other has light brown eyes. Very good Naruto. Madara clone says. Alright, now Naruto, make 2006 clones. The Hashirama clone says. Right, shadow clone jutsu. 2006 clones spawn like before, 6 of them have the Rinnegan. Then the Madara clone creates the cross seals. Shadow clone jutsu. 5 more Sharingan clones appear. Naruto, have your Rinnegan clones follow each one of mine. Each clone will work a certain path, while 500 works on chakra control, another 500 will work on physical endurance, another 500 will work on my jutsu, and the last 500 will work with Hashirama. What about me Madara-sensei? You will learn the Dragon Interceptor style of fight, which is a combination of my style of fighting with Hashirama's physical prowess, but it also combines the unpredictably of Rinnegan combat, which I learned from reading the Sage of the 6 Paths scrolls. Right. Naruto nods. The clones set off to do their work. Naruto was standing next to a clone hinged into Madara, and the other was hinged as Hashirama. Naruto. Again. Madara says. Yes. Naruto holds his palms out. Almighty push, a wall of force slams into Madara and Hashirama, sending them flying off. 10 minutes pass and Madara and Hashirama walk back. Nice work Naruto, that was quite painful. Hashirama says. Naruto, you have quite the gift for mastering your paths. Madara says. The only path you have yet to master is Deva, and you're almost there. You have mastered Almighty Push and Universal Pull. The only one you have yet to master is Planetary Devastation. That one is almost impossible to master because testing it would destroy the entire area. There is one more technique that I invented, I call it Heaven Concealed. How do I use that one Madara-sensei? Naruto asks. You need to learn to use my Susanoo first, but I can't teach it to you, Naruto, you have to learn it on your own, along with Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi. I will learn those, Madara-sensei. Naruto says. Just then Naruto's eyes snap open and he clenches his fists. Naruto, what's wrong? Hashirama asks. Dispel yourselves, I felt a chakra presence on its way and it isn't friendly. Alright. Madara and Hashirama dispel themselves. A few seconds later a ninja with a mask appears holding a small girl over his shoulder. Where do you think you're going? Naruto says, walking out from behind a tree. Out of my way, kid, I have a job to do. The ninja says. Drop the girl and surrender yourself or I will kill you. Yeah, right. The ninja says. A kid like you couldn't kill me. Your funeral. Naruto holds his hand out, Bansho Tenin, the ninja goes stiff and starts flying forward. The hell? The man asks. He feels a weightlessness overcome him. This is my power, you don't the power to challenge me. This is the power of Naruto Uzumaki, divine power. Naruto says, glaring. Lightning style, electromagnetic murder. A stream of lightning shoots toward Naruto. Naruto holds out his hands and the chakra hits his hands and the chakra drains from the technique. The ninja looks shocked at this and his pupils dilate in fear. What the hell? Petra Path. Naruto says. Then Naruto forms the horse symbol. I still haven't really tested this jutsu out, but what better time than the present? Naruto thinks to himself. Fire style, great fire annihilation. Naruto takes a breath and a huge stream of fire shoots from his mouth. On the exhale the ninja is forced to jump away. What the hell? The ninja asks. That's just the start of what I can do. Then show it. Gladly. Wood style, 4 prison pillar jutsu. A wooden cage springs up around the ninja. The ninja looks shocked as the cage imprisons him. That's the first Hokage's wood style. I didn't know there was a living senju apart from Tsunade of the Sannin. The opposing ninja thinks in fright. Give up and I will let you live. Fail to cooperate and you will die. Death first. The ninja starts making hand signs. Lightning style, black hunting, but nothing happens. What the hell? This would drains your chakra, so in other words you're powerless. What do you want to know? The ninja asks. Why you're kidnapping the Hyuga heiress? I am not telling. Very well, then I shall extract the information by force. Naruto walks over and places his hand on the man's head. Human path. Naruto looks through the man's memories. Then lifts his hand and absorbs the soul. An exchange from the slain man's memories surfaced in Naruto's mind. A man with tanned skin and well-muscled and combed back light blonde hair was talking to the man Naruto had just killed. You will go to the village hidden in the leaves, have this note that says we want a peace treaty to end the war. Then when everyone has gone to bed you will kidnap the Hyuga heiress and bring her to Kumo and we will breed the Byakugan for our village. Make sure that no one catches you. Yes, Raikage-sama. The man says. Naruto's eyes snap open. So this was all really a distraction to get the Byakugan. Naruto says, thinking out loud. Then Naruto hears a groan and he looks over to see the young girl the man had kidnapped. Naruto walks over to the girl and kneels down. Are you okay, Miss Hyuga? Naruto asks as the girl wakes up. Why yes, I am fine. The girl says. What's your name? Hinata Hyuga. Who are you? Naruto Uzumaki. Thank you for rescuing me. No problem. Naruto smiles. Where is your family? I don't know. Where are we? Training Ground 44, also known as the Forest of Death. I have been training here for the past year when I felt a chakra signature that was really high and I sensed a dark intent behind it. How can I get home? Well, if I can get the Hokage here, he can lead us back. Naruto says, thinking out loud. How do we get him here? Hinata asks. I think I have an idea. Naruto says. But first I have to tell you something. What? It's an S-rank secret. Hinata's eyes widen. Don't say anything. If you tell me, they will kill you. Don't worry, I am the exception as the law revolves around me. Alright then, what's the secret? You know how the nine-tailed fox attacked 6 years ago? Yeah. Hinata nods. Well, everyone said that the fourth Hokage killed it? Hinata nods again. Well, that was a lie. See, the Kyuubi is a powerful demon which can't be killed, so instead the fourth Hokage sealed it away. Naruto lifts up his shirt and shows the hack Fuin to Hinata. In me. That's quite the secret. Now I have told you. If you don't want to talk to me anymore, I will understand. You're a hero, not a monster. Thank you, Hinata-chan. You're my first friend other than Madara-sensei, Hashirama-sensei, and Kyuubi-sensei. You're welcome, Naruto-kun. But I have a question. Go ahead. How does telling me about Kyuubi help us get back home? Because I am going to flare his chakra, which will spark fear that the seal has been broken, which will cause Hokage-sama to come here and investigate. Smart. Now don't worry, I am in control. Alright. Oi Fox, wake up. What do you want, Kit? Your chakra. Why? I need to get the Hokage here fast, and your chakra is the best way to do that. Put as much bloodlust in it as possible without me losing control. Got it. Kurama's chakra flows through Naruto, sending waves of bloodlust rocketing into the night. Sarutobi is working on his paperwork as usual when he feels a huge wave of bloodlust that he hadn't felt in 6 years. Just then several Umbu burst into the room. Hokage-sama. One of the Umbu says, the Kyuubi. I know. Sarutobi says. Naruto, what have you done, and are you okay? Sarutobi thinks. Naruto looked over at Hinata. Now that I have alerted every Umbu and chakra sensing member of this village, why don't you tell me about yourself, Hinata-chan? Naruto says. How? Your likes, dislikes, and dreams, those sorts of things. Well, I like flower pressing, my mother, my father, my uncle Hizashi, my aunt Hinako, my little sister Hanabi, my cousin Niji-ni-san, and last but not least you, Naruto-kun. This surprises Naruto. Me? Well, yeah. Hinata starts poking her fingers together, and blushing. Well, you are very pretty, Hinata-chan. Naruto says, smiling at her. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Hinata blushes a dark red. What about your dislikes? I don't like people who judge others before getting to know them, and the cage bird seal of my family. My dream is to one day get rid of the cage bird seal and reunite the family into one branch and united by love, not bound by servitude. That's quite the dream. What about you, Naruto-kun? My likes are you, Hokage Gigi, Madara-sensei and Hashirama-sensei and Kyuubi-ni-san. My dislikes include a lot of people in this village because they treat me like dirt and, like you, people who judge before getting to know someone. My dream is to become Hokage and lead this village to a new era of peace, like the Rikudo Sennin wanted to but never got the chance. I will stand with you the entire way, Naruto-kun. If that is your dream, that is my dream as well. Hinata says. Just then a voice calls out. Naruto. Naruto and Hinata turn around. Standing behind them is a group of Umbu and the Hokage. Ji. Naruto runs over to the Hokage and hugs him. Naruto, are you okay? Yeah, I am just fine, but Hinata-chan here was kidnapped by a cloud ninja on orders from the Raikage. I stopped him, but I wanted to get you here as soon as possible. So you unleashed the Kyuubi's chakra. Very smart, Naruto. Now let's get Hinata-chan back to her family. Naruto smiles. Kyumo will raise hell for this. I know, Gigi. Naruto looks over at the body of the ninja. Without his testimony we can't prove that the Raikage was behind this. They will demand payment for killing their head ninja. That is true. Naruto starts scratching his head. Anyway, let's get Hinata-chan back to her family. Hinata, Naruto and Sarutobi are sitting in front of Hayashi and the Hyuga clan council. Naruto Uzumaki, you have been brought before the Hyuga council because we wish to thank you for saving the clan heiress from becoming a baby factory for Kyumo. One elder says. Is there anything you would ask from us in return for this service? A second one asks. I don't know what to say. Naruto says, scratching his head. I have an idea. Hayashi says. The elders and Naruto turn to him. Why don't you come live with us? The elders turn to themselves, thinking and murmuring among themselves. What do you think, Kyuubi, Madara-sensei, and Hashirama-sensei? Naruto thinks to his quests locked in his head. If they still want to let you stay, take them up on the offer. Hashirama says. I agree, Naruto. Madara says, what do you say, Kyuubi? Naruto asks, fuck you, I'm sleepy. I will take that as a go for it from you, Kyuubi. Naruto laughs in his head. The Hyuga council has agreed to let you stay here, however I personally feel this is not a good enough reward for saving my daughter. Hayashi says. If there is anything else we or even I personally can do for you, don't hesitate to ask. Hey Kit. Kurama says in Naruto's head, what, Kyuubi? During my attack I noticed that some of the Hyuga had small, crossed lines on their heads while others didn't. Why do you ask them about that? I heard from a friend of mine that some of your clan have seal on their forehead that looks like a weird X with lines almost touching it. The clan elders look over at Hinata in worry. Perhaps, Lady Hinata should leave the room, one of the elders says. If this is about the Kyuubi, don't worry, I already know. Hinata says, shocking the elders. I told her before I released its chakra to gain your attention. Naruto says. Why, Naruto? The Hokage asks. And more importantly, how do you know about the fox? Madara-sensei and Hashirama-sensei told me. Madara and Hashirama. Hayashi asks, looking scared, as in the first Hokage and the man who helped create the village. Yes, they are my sensei and they have taught me very well. In fact, it was because of their skills that I was able to save Hinata-san. Very well, then I will assume that the Kyuubi told you about the cage bird seal. One elder says. Yes, Kyuubi said he saw it during his rampage. Well, what about it? I want you to stop using it. Hinata's head snaps over, looking at Naruto in shock. It binds this family in hatred and only spawns resentment. Honestly, why would they defend you if their only reward is death? Naruto raises the point that I have been saying for years now, this family needs to eliminate the cage bird seal. Hayashi says. Traditions have kept that seal here for generations and you seek to eliminate it? One elder spits, but the others look at Hayashi and one says. I believe Hayashi has a point, the cage bird seal has divided us for too long. Then a second says. We shall put it to a vote, since this affects you directly, the branch family council will be allowed to vote. All those in favor of the elimination of the cage bird seal. Yay or nay? Yay. One says, yay. Another says, yay. Another says, yay. Another says, yay. One by one the elders vote in favor of banishing the cage bird seal. Nay. The one elder protest. Yay. Hizashi says. Yay. Hayashi says. Then it's settled, the use of the cage bird seal is now forbidden and branding of the seal is also forbidden. If you are seen using or branding the seal on any member of this family, you will be executed without acceptation. Hayashi says. My word is now law. Yes, Hayashi-sama. The other elders say. Hayashi-sama. Naruto says. If you excuse me, I must return to my training. Naruto bows and leaves. Naruto, wait. Hayashi says. Naruto turns and looks at Hayashi. Yes, Hayashi-sama. You can train in our training fields. Thank you, Hayashi-sama, now I have a lot of work to do. Naruto walks away to the training fields. Naruto then sits down and enters a meditative state. Then Naruto enters his mind. Naruto walks over to where Madara, Hashirama and Kyuubi are sitting in a circle. Naruto, what brings you here? Madara asks. I know it's a bit late. Naruto then envisions a cake with chocolate frosting and strawberry center. Then Naruto envisions party hats on all of them. Happy birthday, Madara-sensei. Naruto smiles at Madara. Naruto. Kyuubi growls. What the hell is this thing on my head? A party hat. I know you don't like Madara, but at least give him this one day a year. Fine. Kyuubi grumbles. Happy birthday, Madara. Happy birthday, Madara. Hashirama smiles at his longtime friend. So that's what you were planning all this time? Madara laughs and pulls out one of his kunai, but just before he cuts the cake, Naruto stops him. Madara-sensei, you have to make a wish first. Naruto says childishly. Madara laughs. I think that only applies if I am alive. Do it, do it, do it. Naruto starts chanting and clapping his hands. After a few seconds, Hashirama starts chanting and clapping too. Alright, I'll do it. Madara huffs, then a huge laugh erupts around the room. Madara, Hashirama, and Naruto look up to see Kyuubi rolling around on the ground laughing. Oh, this is priceless. Kyuubi says through tears. The great Madara Uchiha being told what to do by a boy no bigger than my pinky claw. Shut up, Kyuubi. Madara growls, then he looks at the cake. I wish Naruto could grow up happy and free from hatred. Then Madara blows out the candles with one big breath. What did you wish for, Madara? Hashirama asks. He can't tell you. Naruto says. Otherwise it won't come true. He is right, Hashirama. Madara says mockingly. Anyway, go get some sleep, Naruto, we continue in the morning. Hashirama says. Yes, sensei. Naruto leaves his mind. The next week the Raikage arrived in Konoha looking livid. Raikage-sama, please calm down. The man on his left says, who is a fairly tall, dark-skinned man with a slightly bulbous nose, a lazy look in his eyes and shaggy, white hair which covers his left eye. He wears a high-collared, sleeveless uniform with loose-fitting pants, bandages on his wrists and the one strap over one shoulder flak jacket of a Kumogakure shinobi. The man, who is named Darui, also has kanji for water and lightning tattooed on his right and left shoulders respectively, with a folding, cleaver-like sword, strapped to his back. My head ninja got killed during a peace negotiation and you want me to calm down, the Raikage roars. How did he get caught? Was it the Hyuga's eyes or something worse? Yo bro, calm down and don't let your anger fool ya fool. A man with dark skin, a muscular build, as well as blonde hair and a goatee. On his right shoulder, he has a tattoo of the kanji for iron. On his left cheek, he has a tattoo of a bull's horn. His top lip also has a slightly darker hue than his bottom one. He wears oval-shaped sunglasses and a white-colored forehead protector. He also has his village's standard one-strap-over-one-shoulder flak jacket, and a long, red rope belt tied around his waist, the standard kimono hand and shin guards, shinobi sandals, and a white scarf around his neck. He carries 7 swords on his back. Stop rapping this instant or you will face my iron claw. No need to use your iron claw this time, cause this is Killer Bee's last rhyme. Reikage-sama, perhaps this just a big misunderstanding. The smaller man says. Darui, I don't think this was an accident. Perhaps not, who knows. Killer Bee says, thinking out loud. I sense a presence that I haven't felt in years not too far away. The Hachibi says in B's head. Who do you know that would try to follow? B asks, it's the Kyubi, I sense him nearby but he is very good at concealing his presence so I can't tell you where he is. I'll keep an eye out of that, you can have no doubt, but I don't we have to worry in battle together, you and I have an unmatched fury. Just be careful B, we aren't trying to start an international incident. Don't worry Hachibi, things will blow over calm as can be. After 3 minutes they arrive at the Hokage's office to see the Hokage, Hayashi, and Naruto standing there. The Kyubi Jinchuriki is the boy with blonde hair. That crazy, there is no way that kid is the Kyubi's Jinchuriki. I am certain of it. That's the Kyubi Jinchuriki without a doubt. Kid, watch out, that guy with the shades over his eyes is the Hachibi's Jinchuriki. Kurama says to Naruto. Thanks Kyubi, I will keep an eye on him. Naruto responds. Madara, Hashirama, you both have experience repressing Biju chakra, any ideas? Well, you could use the Rinnegan's power, it's the fastest way, but that would reveal your ocular powers. Madara says. The alternative, however, would be to use my wood style, and that will just put a huge target on your back, as they know that's a Kekki Genkai that can be passed down, and every village will be after you to turn you into a breeding stock. Hashirama says. Yes, no one knows how the Rinnegan can be created in a single body. Not even the Hachibi could tell them. Alright, if worse comes to worst, I use the Rinnegan to suppress the Hachibi's power. Then the Reikage's words bring Naruto out of his stupor. Hokage-sama, this is unacceptable, my head ninja was killed during a peace negotiation. The Reikage says. Your ninja was killed because he was kidnapping the Hyuga heiress. Sarutobi says. Well, which one of you killed him? You promised that the one who killed my ninja would be here. More importantly, why is a child here? Because Naruto killed him. Hayashi says. Impossible, a mere child could kill my ninja. Do you want to see a demonstration of his power? Sarutobi asks. Can he speak for himself? I can, Lord Reikage, but I was told not to speak until spoken to. Naruto says calmly. So you know how to speak to your elders, however I respect power, and if you could take down my ninja I would like to see how. Very well, what will I demonstrate? Naruto asks. The power you used to kill my ninja. Damn, he wants to see the power of the Rinnegan. I didn't want to reveal it yet. Naruto swears to himself. Very well, but I can't demonstrate it here, the power I have is far too destructive. Then we shall leave. Naruto and the others leave to a training ground. What jutsu should I use, Madara-sensei? Bansho Tenin. Madara says. No, that isn't convincing enough. How about Azura Path? Yes, but you have to remember Human Path left no damage to the body. You have no choice to reveal Human Path's power. The shit has hit the fan then. Right, you must use Human Path, and describe his power, cause if you do that we'll get the Raikage to confess to his crime. Hashirama says. Raikage-sama, I will demonstrate my power. What is the power you speak of? The Raikage asks. Naruto reaches up to his sunglasses and takes them off, revealing his Rinnegan. The Hachibi says in great concern. That's the Rinnegan, Rikudo Tusan's eyes. What's the Rinnegan? B asks. The Rinnegan was the eyes of the legendary Rikudo Sennin. Its power gives them absolute control over the elements, yin and yang release, and finally yin-yang release. Yin-yang release, what is that? The power to alter reality to your will. Alter reality, how does he do that? With someone so young I doubt he could use creation of all things. However, that's a small comfort. If this boy, Naruto, can truly use the 6 paths, then that is a serious problem. What are the 6 paths? In order they are Deva, Petra, Asura, Human, Animal, Naraka, and finally Outer Path. Each path has its own abilities and they are as follows. Deva path allows the wielder to manipulate the repulsive and attractive properties of people and objects. Petra allows the user to absorb an infinite amount of chakra. Asura allows the user to summon mechanized armor, and augment their body with extra limbs and various robotic weaponry. Human path allows the user to read the mind of any target by placing his hand on the target's head or chest and yanking the soul of the body. Though it provides intel by getting well-guarded secrets, the technique inevitably kills the target. Animal path allows the user the ability of summoning various animals and creatures to aid in battle. The Nakara path grants the user 2 main abilities, interrogation and restoration, by using the King of Hell. Finally, the outer path is the 7th path, an ability granted to the wielder of the Rinnegan. With the outer path, the user is able to control life and death by reviving the dead, bind and restrict foes, as well as create and control the 6 paths that he or she creates. The original body can wield all 7 powers simultaneously. What path did Naruto use, do you think? My guess is that he used human path. Why human? There was no damage to the body, meaning that only Petra or human could be responsible, the other paths would leave damage. Good point. Then B's eyes widen in shock. But that means this Naruto kid. Yes, Naruto knows everything that the ninja he killed knew. Well, what is the jutsu that you used to kill my ninja? The Raikage asks. It's a technique that I use by utilizing my Rinnegan, where I rip the soul of my opponent and absorb his knowledge. Translation: I know everything he knew. Including the fact that this ninja kidnapped Hinata on your orders. Liar, I ordered no such thing. You can't fool me, I saw the orders, plus if you doubt me I can have Inoichi confirm what I saw if you doubt me. Shit, if Inoichi Yamanaka reads his mind then he will confirm that I sent the ninja. Lord Raikage, he could be bluffing. Darui says into his ear. Naruto, what is your last name? Uzumaki. Naruto, says the Raikage's eyes widen in fear. I promise you on my life that I am telling you the truth. Then Sarutobi laughs out loud at Naruto's words. What is so funny? The Raikage asks. When Naruto makes a promise you know he will keep it, that's his ninja way. Sarutobi says, smiling. An Uzumaki's word is as good as a blood contract in international system of justice. His word can be as good as everyone in the room being there to witness the event. The Raikage looks at Naruto, then Hayashi. Very well, I admitted I ordered my ninja to kidnap the Hyuga heiress in order to obtain the secrets of the Byakugan. Naruto. Hayashi says. Thank you for not only saving my daughter but bringing the man to justice. You're welcome, Hayashi-sama, but if you excuse me I have to return to my training. Naruto walks away to the forest of death, but when Naruto passes Killer Bee, Naruto says. I hope we meet again, Hachibi-san. I do too, Naruto. If you need my help with controlling your Bijuu's power, you can trust me, Killer B. B says. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.